Today, I'm putting forward a starting 11 that I genuinely believe will help Arne Slot keep his job. Not by being dramatic, but by being smart. Leeds will ask big questions of Liverpool, and this squad gives us the balance of rest, gives us freshness and tactical clarity, the type of tactical clarity that we've been missing. Let's start at the back. Alisson Becker, he stays in goal, no discussion there. But in front of him, I'm going with Milos Kerkes. We're going to keep him at left back. We need the legs, we need the energy, and of course someone who gives us width without exposing us in recovery. And Kerkes does that better than Robertson for the first half. And Robbo comes in as an impact option later on in the game, and that's when we need more thrust. Next to him, we're going to go with Virgil van Dijk, and we're going to go with Joe Gomez. Now, hear me out here. Let me be clear. Ibrahima Konaté needs a rest, and Slot's been pushing him hard, and we can all see the dips. Now, Joe Gomez has earned his minutes. He's sharp, and he's the type of player that we need in this match where composure and distribution actually matter. Now, at right back, we are finally, here we're going to go with a natural player in that role, Calvin Ramsay. Enough improvising there now. We need the balance across the line, and he will bring that. In the double pivot, we're going to stick with Alexis McAllister and Ryan Gravenberch. Now, McAllister gives us the control, he gives us the tempo, and that clean progression through the midfield. Now, Gravenberch gives us the power, the stride, he gives us the ability to connect, the midfield attack without forcing Wirtz to drop deep. That is what we need in that double pivot, right? But now we get to the fun part, and that's the front three just behind the striker. And on the left, we're going to go with Chiesa and Ekitike, and we need that direct running and that willingness to take responsibility. And Ekitike gives Isak exactly the kind of service that he thrives on. And central, we're going to be playing Florian Wirtz, and he's really the glue here. When he's on the pitch, football has a purpose. And Liverpool's football has a purpose. You know, he speeds up everything without rushing anything. On the right, we're going to go with Federico Chiesa. Chiesa must start. And Slot talks about, in the press conference, players saying that they thrive on minutes. Well, players like Chiesa, they need minutes too. And he brings urgency, he brings sharpness, and that immediately lifts our attacking threat. On top, of course, Alexander Isak, and that's obvious, but he needs runners around him. He needs players who will hit those sharp, quick balls into the box, and that's exactly why having both Ekitike and Chiesa around him is essential. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room for a second, and that is Cody Gakpo. Last season, he played the full number of 90s he played was 6. And this season, he's already done it 10 times. He's being overused. And we're seeing it. You know, he doesn't look as sharp. And Slot even said in his press conference that sometimes he keeps players on because they say they thrive on playing more. Well, sometimes the manager needs to save the players from themselves. Gakpo needs rest. And Salah, bring him off the bench again. Protect your biggest weapon. That's what they need to do. At the halftime mark, we need to switch gears. My prediction is by this time Liverpool will be 2-1 up and Leeds would have pulled one back. Now, what he could do, here are some of the options. Kerkes comes off, Robertson goes on. Fresh overlap, leadership, and more aggressive attacking with width. That's what Robertson will bring us. You also take off Gomez, you bring Konaté on, and that will be good timing for Ibo to come on, when Leeds start chasing the game. Then we need his massive presence. McAllister comes off, Endo comes on, and this gives us more defensive stability, and it protects the back line once we're ahead. Now, we also will need to rotate the wingers. In the second half is when you take Ekitike off and you bring Gakpo on. You take Chiesa off, you bring Salah on. And that, in my opinion, this freshens up both wide areas instantly. And it forces Leeds to reset their defensive plan instead of just having them attack wave after wave. And those changes, allows us to change to a 4-3-3 formation, and it gives us stronger midfield support, more control, and enough firepower in the final 30 minutes to finish the game properly. That's what I would do. That's how I would save Arne Slot's backside again this coming weekend in that match against Leeds. Let me know if you are in agreement. Let me know if you've got a better strategic plan, or let me know what you would do. And I will be back with more.